Bam. There we go. Fixed. That's how you fix things. Just like that. Just by saying bam, fixed.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, that's how Fonzie did it. He would just slap the side of the jukebox and then it would work again.
Yeah. Bring that back in technology, right? Like I just want to be able to slap things when it like, why isn't this working?
Worked for Fonzie. Why doesn't it work for me? Do I have to put the leather jacket on?
Right, yeah. Am I not cool enough? Sam is already in the chat. Sam, what's up?
Hi,
How
Sam.
are you? Hope you are doing well. On today's agenda, or itinerary is the word you use. You said, what's on the itinerary?
Like
all
a road
sorts
trip.
of stuff. We do have some Marvel news to talk about. We do have a movie that Melissa and I want to talk about called Amsterdam. And then Melissa is claiming she can write a list of 50 monsters live on air.
Yeah.
And then I want to know why no one can find my house. So I signed up for a year of Grubhub Plus because I got it for free through my credit card. It was like, hey, with this one, like as a thank you for banking with us, you have a year of Grubhub Plus if you want this. So I signed up, and in the past week or two that we've had it, I've ordered some food a little more. And something we've noticed is that delivery drivers, and not just ones from Grubhub, but just in general, can never find my house. And I don't know why. It beyonds me.
I have visited your house, and it was not difficult. I made it there completely successfully.
Yeah. So the first time this happened was a few months ago, and I bought some food. I don't remember what it was exactly, but I can see the guy on the app, right? He has his GPS on, and behind my house, out this window, like right in front of me, is our backyard. And then on the opposite side of the fence of our backyard, we're right behind a pizza place called Luigi's Pizza. And I saw the driver pull in to Luigi's Pizza, and I was like, that's weird.
That's his dinner.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, maybe he's picking up pizza. Like, I can't blame him for that, I guess. But really, you're on the job. And so then I get a text from him. He's like, hey, where's your house? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm at the address that is on the thing. Like, it's right there. He goes, yeah, the GPS took me to Luigi's Pizza, and you obviously aren't at Luigi's Pizza. I was like, we're literally right behind it. Like you're on the wrong street. He eventually found it. But since I've gotten Grubhub Plus and I'm getting more things, I have now seen an exponential rise in people doing similar stuff where they go where they go on that street and pull into like Luigi's or the Dollar General that's right next to it. And then on the street that I am, it's kind of a U-shaped street, and at the bottom of the U, at like halfway in, the street turns from being named like street to place, and the numbers are all the same. So I've had stuff delivered to the wrong house, like it's just a block over, and they're like, hey, your food was delivered, and I was like, no, it wasn't. And he's like, but I delivered it to this place, and yeah, it was just, it like didn't happen. And then I had one other person who stopped on the right street, but just like 3 houses down, and I guess like couldn't figure out the numbers and all that stuff. So the whole thing is a mess because they were like, we delivered it, and I was like, I'm outside. It's not here.
What if you put a big banner on your house, front and back, that just said, "This is the house"?
We should.
Like,
this
no,
one. This guy.
No further information, but the people looking for it will know what they're looking for.
This is the house.
It also works for Christmas,
right?
Santa, comma, this is the house.
Yeah, so that's been like the latest adventures of me and what I've been up to. But if you did not know, we are. I don't know what I was going to go with that. We are doing a podcast here at the Whatnauts Captain's Log, where we are
captains. This is our log.
Where every week we thirst for the taste of legend.
Yum.
My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined by Melissa Wilkinson. Melissa, how are you?
Hello. I'm doing good. I saw a miraculous thing today.
Ooh, what did you see?
I have been watching the Disney Plus documentary series Light and Magic, which is a 6-hour series on the founding of Industrial Light and Magic, the special effects company.
Sure.
Going through like the early lives of its original founders all the way up through just a couple of years ago with the invention of the volume for The Mandalorian.
Ooh,
spans
cool.
their physical effects, their digital effects. And in this most recent episode, the final episode, I guess, they're done. They're caught up. That's all the history. Show's over. In this final episode, they're talking about how the Star Wars prequels ushered in the age of digital projection in movie theaters.
Yeah.
And George Lucas is saying, like, Phantom Menace went out on 4 digital screens, and Attack of the Clones went out on 200 digital screens. And during the B-roll they're showing of various movie theaters, they show my local movie theater. Ronnie's 20 is there.
That's
you
awesome.
can go to Disney Plus and see Ronnie's 20. I was there last weekend.
Like there. Light and magic happened right there.
Right here. Digital projector. I did not see Attack of the Clones there. I saw Fellowship of the Ring, and that was my first movie I remember. So like since 2001, that theater's been a part of my life, and here it is on the on the small screen, about the big screen.
There you go. The only thing I have similar to that is my high school scoreboard, if I remember correctly, was in Remember the Titans. But just for like
you've told me this before.
Second, which I've seen that movie a million times. I don't even know if that's true, that it's in there or not. Like I just like, it's not a recognizable scoreboard or anything like that. And so just, oh well. But that's cool. Got to see your own movie theater in that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was happy it got to be honored on international screens.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Speaking of movies and stuff, I want to jump right into this. Melissa, you and I both went to go see a movie recently. You went this past Saturday. I went last Friday night. We both saw Amsterdam.
Yes.
So we found out we both watched it Sunday morning as we were doing the review show. Right. And I was like, we need to talk more about this movie on the Captain's Log, because this is one that is, it's a fascinating movie, not solely for the movie that I've watched, but like everything around it, its marketing, all the stuff, just like the whole thing is kind of just a bizarre experience. At least it was for me. So I want to know what you thought of Amsterdam.
I enjoyed my time, but something about it felt like it wasn't a real movie. It was a fake movie from inside another movie.
Interesting. Yeah. It's a very bizarre film. So if you are unaware, Amsterdam is a new movie that is out right now. You can go see it in theaters. And I saw a trailer for this movie earlier in the year. It has one of the most star-studded casts I have ever seen in a movie. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, this is going to be Oscar bait. Like, absolutely, this is Oscar bait. Just with it's Christian Bale, it's Anya Taylor-Joy, Rami Malek is in it.
Oscar winner.
Yeah, there's so many. Robert De Niro is in it. Gosh, so many people. And that's not even half of like all of the star.
Right, this is one of those movies that's just a parade of like 20 people in fancy period gowns.
Yeah, and it's a tale that is very, very loosely based off of a real historical event. It seems like they took the idea of that event and then made a fictional story about that event.
Yeah.
Very, very, very loosely inspired, and then tried to just craft more of a story around it to like amplify some of the themes and stuff like that. This was not what I was expecting from this movie whatsoever. But man, it's kind of like it's not really a mystery, but there is kind of a mystery going on. It is like kind of a crime noir period piece set like it's what, in the 1930s? Yeah, because it's World War II hasn't happened yet. So it's set in the 1930s. It's a period piece. Like, everyone looks fantastic. The movie looks spectacular. It's also kind of a dark comedy. It is comedic, but the ways that it is comedic is often just bizarre.
Yeah.
And I think that lends it to what you were saying, right? Where it's like, it something feels off. Like something just, it feels like a fake movie.
The whole movie's got this frantic energy to it. In the beginning, there's scenes where the camera is very shaky and people keep coming into a room and yelling at the protagonists.
Yeah.
People just, there's like, they're framed for a crime and they're being pursued, but they're being pursued like very lackadaisically. It's like, I feel like you should be going faster. Should you be in hiding? You're just sort of going about your business. I don't know if this is what you're supposed to be doing right now.
Right.
And I think the performances are all very good. And Margot Robbie, a blessing, will look at the camera and say these really preposterous things. Very sincerely. I do like the message of the film. It's about these three, the sort of motley crew, these two soldiers and one nurse who meet each other during World War III, during World War I, and the three of them form this unit where they're we are bonded to each other, and they fall asleep together in a pile. And Margot Robbie and John David Washington kind of a thing for each other, and it's they're a couple. But also Christian Bale is mutually their best friend, and he's part of the whole situation with them. He's in it.
They're kind of in a polyamorous relationship.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, not sexually, not romantically, but on a deep emotional level. Yes.
Yeah, and what I was not expecting this movie to be is completely anti-capitalist, anti-fascist. It very much love who you want to love, all that. I was not expecting those messages in this movie that I saw a trailer for once and was like, that looks good because it looks like a crime drama thing.
Yeah, not a lot of crime here. Mostly it's weird art and giving a variety show to a veterans club.
Yeah, it's one part like weird art house movie. The end credits are gorgeous.
They are very
those.
nice.
They're so cool. And yeah, it's just at first I like what baffled me is besides that one trailer that I saw that one time at some movie, I don't remember what exactly. It was earlier in the year. It was like February, March-ish. Or I guess not that or early, but still, I saw it that one time. Never heard of it again.
That's weird. I go to a lot of movies. That might be the difference. I saw that same trailer several times. I don't know if I ever saw a second trailer, but yeah, the movie theaters kept reminding me, take a trip to Amsterdam.
I saw it one time and then never heard a peep. Like nothing online, nothing on Twitter. Like it was nowhere. And that
I don't think it's like not for the blockbuster crowd and maybe not for like the real art house crowd. I'm not sure. It's for me and Jack who went to see it just for Rami Malek. It's for us, I guess.
Like I would say it's for the art house crowd because that side of me really enjoyed this one because it's so wacky. Like it was not what I was expecting. It was chaotic. It was a mile a minute, but the messages, the themes, all that stuff was beautiful. And it's again, it is a gorgeous looking movie.
I want to specifically shout out the makeup. Everyone looked fantastic in this movie. I haven't seen Mike Myers in a while. He's in this too. That's right. He positively glows on screen. He looks so vibrant. And there are flashbacks where you see the characters like 15 years beforehand. That whatever aging effect, whatever combination of makeup and potentially also digital stuff, I don't know. It looks really graceful. I was really impressed with those flashbacks.
Yeah. Yeah. All of that stuff looked incredible. It looked fantastic. It's like, that was the thing as I saw that one trailer was like, this is going to be Oscar bait. Like this is going to be everywhere. This is the one they want you to go see because they're trying to garner votes. And then just silence. And I forgot about this movie.
Yeah.
My plan was not to go see a movie this past weekend, and plans changed, and we we're like, I guess we can just go see a movie. What's good? I don't know. Oh yeah, Amsterdam. I remember that. And then it was completely not what I expected at all. And I can see, on one hand, I don't think this is going to win any kind of Oscars or anything.
Maybe something like technical, like for the makeup, or it's a stacked cast. Could get a supporting nom in there somewhere.
Who knows? Yeah, but like that is the thing. Is then after that, I was like, what? Like, why did this not have better marketing? Because it's not the greatest film out there, but I feel like a lot of people, just by the sheer number of stars that are in, like, I feel like most people would want to go check this out. And it's not there. And I was like, it must have had like a really low budget or something. They made it for 80 million. I think it was. It had a good budget. Like, I don't know, because I was like, man, to get that many people involved, you'd probably have to pay them a lot of money. But yeah, I'm just completely baffled by the existence of this movie. But I liked it. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, I had a fine time. And I think history is littered with stories of movies that seem like Oscar bait and then just sort of deflate upon release. They aren't bombs. They're just sort of, okay, that was nice.
Yeah.
Just that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this cast.
Yes, please.
This cast has some of the most intimidating actors out there. Michael Shannon is in this.
Yes.
One of the textbook definition of intense. Like
Yes.
Rami Malek, he can be intense. Anya Taylor-Joy, she can be intense. It's full of all these people who I thought, all these people could easily terrify me, and none of them are. None of them are trying to. That's not the goal of this movie. It's largely a romp. It's not really a drama. It's not the crime movie you thought it was.
Mm-mm.
But I'm looking at these frames. I'm looking at these actors together. And I'm like, somebody just start screaming, please. I want to see that. I want to see all you guys like really get into a fight, really get into an argument, really try and out manipulate each other. Like, I want to see when all of you are together, like bring the intensity of which I know you are capable. Again, all fine performances, just not what I would have hoped to see out of some of these actors. Now, spinning off of this, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything about the movie Lyle, Lyle, Crocodile?
No. I know it exists. That it came out the same weekend.
This is a movie based off a kid's book, I guess. I really don't know. I saw the trailer for this when I went to see...
with a name like Kyle. Got it all the time. Kyle, Crocodile. And I was just like, oh, okay, you're one of those.
This is why I'm happy to be Melissa. You can't really rhyme me with anything. I saw the trailer for this when I went to see The Woman King, of all things.
Okay.
No, it wasn't The Woman King. It was another like
you lie to me.
solo. It was another solo like spur of the moment movie trip I made. It was when I saw the 3D re-release of Avatar, a very surreal experience. I was in the steepest theater I had ever been in. Like the row I was in had like a little guardrail. Every row had a guardrail. The theater was too tall. So I'm like looking, and I have my 3D glasses on because I don't know when the 3D starts yet. So I'm like putting them on and taking them off because I don't know if any trailers are in 3D. So I'm like looking past this guardrail, past these 3D glasses, at a series of trailers that for movies I've never heard of that feel fictional. And one of these was Lyle, Lyle, Crocodile, a movie about like a singing crocodile who moves into a kid's house.
Amazing.
But the dad is played by Scoot McNairy, Whatnauts' favorite, an actor who is the most dad and the most intense at once.
Yeah. And somehow still can also like really play that like pushover, like dead end job just so easily. Yeah.
An actor of tremendous presence.
Yeah.
Even if the presence is that he is supposed to be like a sad sack dad. He still is a sad sack dad at such an intensity that you're like, why is this performance so magnetic? What's happening here? He's in it. And so is Javier Bardem, one of the top 3 scariest actors. And he's wearing like a silly hat. I don't know what he's doing in this. So again, this is the theme this season is we're going to get a collection of actors that we know have the capability to be very threatening or just radiate intense energy. And we're just going to throw them in like some silly romp where they wear a hat.
Wild. I learned that John David Washington is Denzel Washington's son after watching.
You didn't know that?
Had no idea. Didn't know. I was literally sitting in the movie, hearing him talk, being like, he sounds like Denzel. Nah. No. and then I went home and like
must be related to it.
Yeah.
I mean, Washington is a very common name. I get it.
I just didn't even put that together that his last name was Washington and Denzel's last name is Washington. But yeah, like went home, looked him up. Like, what else is he in?
Tenet.
Okay. Yeah, he's in Tenet.
Tenet, a movie you famously not finished.
Yep. But yeah, then it was like, oh, his dad is Denzel Washington. I was like, I freaking knew it. I knew it. And I convinced myself he wasn't related. God damn it. So close. Oh well.
Cinema.
So last thing I will say on Amsterdam is I agree with you that I think a lot of the performances were totally fine. They were all very magnetic, but nothing that was super spectacular. However, I most of the reviews that I read, well, a majority of the reviews out there are very middling on this movie.
Yeah.
Like 5 out of 10s, 6 out of 10s, stuff like that, which I think is a little harsh. But a lot of them, they praised the way the movie looked. They thought the plot was a little too packed, a little too chaotic.
Yeah.
And that they thought the chemistry between Margot Robbie and John David Washington was a little stale. So I was like, I don't know about that.
I liked them.
Yeah, I thought they were totally fine. And there's this one review that I read that was absolutely praising Taylor Swift's performance. Taylor Swift is in this movie for maybe 5 minutes of screen time, less than that.
Yeah.
The main thing that happens with her is she gets run over by a car at the start of the movie.
Yeah, not in it for long.
I will say her performance.
She doesn't do a bad job of being run over by a car. I think she's good at it. And it is one of those things where you think you are one of the biggest stars in the world. You could have asked for a part where you don't get run over by a car, but still you agreed to it. And I think that's a nice showing of humility. Also, I'm very familiar with Taylor Swift's face from like album covers. I don't think I've seen her standing next to other people in a while. She's so tall.
Yeah. But that is one of the things I thought too with this is just like, man, with all these actors, you must have to pay them a lot. But I guess that's why they didn't have marketing. But I guess they probably couldn't have gotten their full pay with all of it because there's so many stars that could have easily been like, no, I demand more. I want this guy out. I want this and that. And just like, maybe because of the messages they were trying to send in this movie, they just kind of signed on and was like, yeah, you guys have something good here. Sure. Boom. Done. And that like, I have no idea, but I am fascinated by this movie.
This stuff's out there for you. I listen to a lot of very nerdy film specific podcasts. If you want to learn, you can get into these too. For sure. Oh yeah. Good stuff. Well, with that, I say we take a quick break. And when we come back, we have some quick Marvel news to get through. And then Melissa is claiming she can name 50 monsters live on air on this podcast. I don't know if I can yet, but I am determined to do so. You wrote it down in the doc with confidence. I will. Yes, I will was the statement there. And we will be right back. We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make. And yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts. And we'd love it if you check them all out. You can find out more information on our website at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at The Whatnauts, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at the $3 tier. You can also get a shout out and a thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/thewhatnauts. And we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat.
And lastly, we have merch. If you'd like to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, go to the whatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today. Bam. We are back. We are back, and we got some Marvel news to talk about.
Yeah.
I guess I should finish housekeeping first. That would probably be a good thing to do here. So thank you to our Patreon supporters.
Thanks, Patreon.
We appreciate it. We love you a lot. It means a ton. Cool things that we've been up to here at the Whatnauts. Right before we started recording this here podcast, Melissa, you and I recorded our next Pilots Club on Mockingbird Lane, which is a remake of The Munsters. It's good. It was fun. So that should be out very, very soon. Go check that out. That will be available to all $3 patrons and higher. Here on the review show, not here on the review show. It's all spooky all month. We have already covered a few things. Last week we did a manga by Junji Ito, and this week we are watching a Vincent Price movie. Melissa, you decided to pitch some Vincent Price movies. Can you remind me of the name of that one? Because it is a mouthful.
We are watching The Abominable Dr. Phoebes.
The Abominable Dr. Phoebes.
Where he plays like, what is he? Is he a surgeon or a pianist in this one?
Don't know off the top of my head. I haven't started it yet.
I read through a bunch of synopses of Vincent Price movies trying to figure out which ones to pitch because he's a master of horror. I've never watched an entire one of his films. I thought we ought to cover him. And it's a lot of the man is vengeful and kills his foes in like a specific themed variety of ways. Like I think in this movie he kills all his his wife dies and he blames the surgeons. Like he blames her doctors. Yeah. And so he's going to kill her doctors in the manner of the biblical plagues. It's like from 1971. Like it's like Technicolor. I don't know what we're in for, but it sounds like fun. This is one of the campy ones.
Yeah. So that should be good fun. And then last but not least, up on the Reactor Core, of course, we have our She-Hulk reactions. The finale is this week. The finale is tomorrow. So we will be recording that, and that will be out as well as this week. You should probably see some more Star Wars and/or reactions from us in the coming days here. And yeah, all sorts of stuff is happening. I know our Reactor Core episode 100 is quickly approaching, so we're starting to plan something special for that one. So be on the lookout for all of that good stuff. But yeah. There we go. That's the housekeeping. That's the rest of it. Let's knock out this Marvel news real quick.
Yep.
Last week here on the show, we took like the whole second half to like, let's catch up on the Marvel news, all that stuff. And of course, everything we talked about last week basically just got changed this week.
Well, the timeline changed.
Yes.
So they pushed Blade back from November 2023 to September 2024, and it seems like it was just a ripple effect from there. And I'm happy they changed the release date for Blade to give it 10 extra months. Because I heard they were having due to scheduling issues, the director had to drop out, and then they needed like a lot of script work to get it to where they wanted it to be. And I will take a belated Blade over a rushed Blade any day. Take your time, do it right. There's a lot riding on this. People are very excited for Blade. We'll wait another year.
That one's an interesting one because it has a legacy already, right? Blade was like the Marvel movie that started all of these superhero movies.
Yeah.
Like that one was great. It is especially for its time. So they have some big shoes to step into with that one there. The one that was interesting to me was Deadpool 3 also got delayed, like the week after they had announced its release date. That
What
one
got delayed
moved,
just 2 months.
Not by much, right? But that one got delayed from September 6th, 2024 to November 8th, 2024. So there you go.
I do have to say, a movie that comes out in November has a very different feeling around it from a movie that comes out in September.
Sure.
That is after Halloween is when Oscars start.
So Melissa is predicting Deadpool 3 will win the Oscar for what?
No. Makeup. Maybe he looks even grosser now. Who knows?
There you go. Or
maybe it's intentional counter programming. Like, you've got your like holiday family movies, and by holiday family movies, I don't necessarily mean like the Santa Claus. I mean like the Fablemans, like the big blockbuster, like the entire family like goes to see, anyone from like the 10-year-olds to the grandparents. When the whole family's together, take them to the theater, see the big thing. Maybe this is I don't know how scheduling goes. I don't know why November 8th.
Maybe not Deadpool.
Maybe because
though.
well, exactly. Maybe it's like we're throwing like a quirkier adult thing out here. Maybe a lot of movie dates are chosen in context of the other movie dates around them. Like, this is something I've been hearing about, that like these big tentpole movies will tell theaters years in advance, we've got something planned for this date. So then they've got an idea of how many like theater, like cinema rooms to have open, how much staff to have, like how to, how many other movies they have to be showing at that time. Like if there's a huge movie coming out, maybe they don't need as many smaller movies to fill out all their different showings. Like, stuff is planned years in advance. Kyle, there's one thing we're learning from this episode. Hollywood is a dense web. There's so many ripple effects. We can never know it all. We are but ants. We are but ants.
Hopefully we are not butt ants. But so I think one thing you can just take away with this is these dates always change. As a big video game fan, this happens all the time, where they announce one date and then it just gets delayed and delayed, so on and so forth. Speaking of fourth, Fantastic Four was also delayed from November 8th, 2024 to February 14th, 2025.
Romantic.
So, yeah.
I am kind of surprised that they didn't try again to get it in April. 4 for 4.
I mean, there's still time for them to make that work.
Right, they could push it back another 2 months.
They could, yeah. And last but not least, Avengers Secret Wars was delayed from November 7th, 2025 to May 1st, 2026.
I like that. I like the idea of Secret Wars being a summer movie. That's where it needs to be.
Yeah. Like end of spring, start of the summer. So you can go see it multiple times during the summer. Yeah. That's a good spot. Good spot indeed. But that's kind of it for the Marvel news. I think this was a weird thing, but I saw with Blade specifically, they were like, well, they've paused production on that until they can find a new director, which is kind of a good thing, because a lot of times when something like this happens and a director leaves, the studio will just slot someone in who will do what they want and can just fill that hole. But this looks like they're being like, no, let's put things on pause and look for the right person. Like, let's actually take time to find someone who will make this special. So that is a good sign, in my opinion.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think I've seen many delays that mean something bad for the finished product.
Yep. Indeed. Cool. Well, that's kind of it for the Marvel stuff. All
right.
So, Melissa, a list of 50 monsters Live
Yeah.
on air.
So this is for work. I'm doing this for business.
Oh, okay.
I am helping to plan my office Halloween party this year, and normally we'll do like a little trivia game that's just something our HR manager writes. And this year I wanted to try doing something different. We're going to people are going to sort into teams. I don't think we have to assign them into teams. We're all adults here. You can assemble your own team. And I'm going to have a big list of monsters, and then we're going to lead them through a monster draft.
Ooh,
like
nice.
It's fantasy football, like it's all fantasy everything. Serpentine style, go around, draft your monster squad. And then at the end, we're going to have people vote on who had the best monster squad. And I don't know, I guess that team gets a pizza or something.
Okay. Questions for you.
Yeah.
You say monsters, but define monster. Because does this equal mythical creature? Does this equal cryptid? Does this equal like Mike Wazowski from Monsters, Inc.? Like, can you put him in there?
I am going to put him in there. Him and Sully both. Okay, maybe as a team. Maybe they'll come in a 2-pack. By monster, I meant like any Halloween creature or villain. I was thinking mostly of pop culture, but you've got a big point with Bigfoot, putting a cryptid in there. We'll see after I list a bunch of movies and TV, we'll see if then we can add like Bigfoot and Mothman and stuff. I wanted to make a list of these so that when we're playing this actual game during our Halloween party, which is just during office hours, I don't want it to go on too long. So I thought it would cut down on some of the
if you had a specific
time spent
list.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
that makes
Cut down
sense.
some of the time spent brainstorming and some of the time spent with somebody being like, I want this one monster from this one movie. You've seen it, right? And then they have to Google it and show their phone like it's a real movie. Why haven't you watched it? This one's my favorite. Like, we've got a list, guys. And like, when we email them and tell them, hey, set your calendars for Halloween party, we're going to ask for some input, ask for some recommendations. So we'll get a couple crowdsourced suggestions.
All right.
But I need to get to work on this. So, number 1, Dracula. Number 2, Frankenstein. Number 3,
off to the races.
Wife of Frankenstein. Number 4, Wolfman. Number 5, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Okay, that's a good one.
Number 6, The Invisible Man.
That's what I was thinking.
Number 7, Mummy. Now, I know that the Phantom of the Opera is part of the Universal Monsters, but he's not otherwise really canonically considered a monster, so I think I'm going to leave him out.
I would agree with you there.
Godzilla. Now, I know we're big on kaijus this year. I don't think I'm going to go deeper into kaijus than just Godzilla. We're not putting Rodan on here. Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger. Jason. Jason's mom. Mrs. Voorhees. She deserves a place. Okay. Jigsaw. Samara.
Is
the
Jigsaw
Ring Girl.
a monster?
He qualifies for these purposes.
I guess so, yeah. If you have like Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger on there, yeah.
Okay.
Smart Ring Girl.
Who are some of the other? Chucky.
That's a good one, yeah.
I can name 50. Kyle, can you help me name some monsters?
Yeah. You need a ghost on there. I don't know if you want to go generic.
What's the best ghost? No, I want it to be specific. I'm not writing down just ghost. Like who's like the
ghost? Who's
the most famous ghost that's threatening? Because Patrick Swayze and Bruce Willis are not threatening in those movies. Oh, Casper. Casper's friendly or not? You can go on the list. These aren't strictly like.
You could put Slimer on there.
Oh my God, Slimer's such a good idea. Slimer, absolutely.
Let's see, other monsters and stuff like that.
Ghostface.
So you do need, yeah, Ghostface is a good one. I would even put like a chupacabra on there, but I guess that starts to get more into the cryptid zone.
Okay,
like,
I do. All right, we'll make space for chupacabra, Bigfoot. Like, I know the Loch Ness Monster is technically in here, but nobody ever talks about like her stats. Like, who would she beat in a fight? You know,
put Nessie on there. You gotta put Nessie.
I don't think she's thought of in that same.
She's in there with Bigfoot. I'd argue
but
that.
not in like she's there as a mystery and not as like, you know, like people will like on Discovery Channel they'll have like Bigfoot versus Chupacabra, who will win. Nobody's fighting the Loch Ness Monster. She's peaceful, or she's like the girl who waves a flag in front of a dragway. Okay, I'm gonna put Loch Ness Monster down. I don't think of her in the same venue as I think of these other monsters. Not in terms of like temperament, but in terms of activity. Like, she doesn't do anything. Like, she swims. Like, at least Creature from the Black Lagoon like picks a lady up.
Yeah,
I've never seen Nessie doesn't do that.
If you have Bigfoot, you could also put a Yeti, but I don't know how similar you want to.
Pop culture monsters. I want Kang and Kodos.
I'm not familiar with those.
Those are those two aliens from the Treehouse of Horror episodes of The Simpsons.
Okay,
You've seen them. The little boy from Twilight Zone who turns his dad into a Jack-in-the-Box.
That one I feel like is oddly too specific.
No, he's staying. Bill Mummy's here. Let's go.
You gotta put a kraken.
Oh, a kraken. Okay, a kraken is interesting. I like kraken.
You gotta put
think
Cthulhu.
of more pop culture. Kraken covers it. To think of more pop culture ones. I'm going down the King's route. I'm going to put Carrie, Jack Torrance, Annie Wilkes,
Cujo,
Carrie. Cujo. Carrie has a last name. Is it White? Nobody remembers Carrie's last name.
No idea with that one.
Pennywise. He has a name. Yeah. His name is Pennywise. Penneth Wise.
Let's see here. Okay, so while you work on that, I have on screen, I'm pulling up a website that has 30 mythical creatures. There is your generic.
We have too many. We have too many mythical creatures.
I'm just reading some off here. All right, Boogeyman.
All right, this is your.
Can you think of some kind of stereotypical Boogeyman?
Too abstract.
Ooh, you can do a golem. That'd be an interesting one.
We're building. We're not just naming some monsters. We're assembling a team. We're assembling like an Avengers of monsters.
Well, then werewolf is generic. Can they not be generic?
The Wolfman. There's the Wolfman. Lon Chaney Jr. did it. Benicio del Toro did it later.
I guess.
Like, Boogeyman is not. Like, I can't name a specific character from pop culture called Boogeyman.
You gotta put Beetlejuice on there then.
Oh, Beetle guy.
He's like dead zombie thing.
Jaws. Parentheses Bruce. That's his name. It's like the film. Hellraiser might be too erotic for the workplace, but I'm gonna write him down.
Hellraiser is actually a real good one.
Candyman.
Candyman, Eraserhead, right?
Hold on. Is there a character in Eraserhead named Eraserhead?
I don't know.
Never
I'm speaking
watched
out of my
the
ass
movie.
right now.
It's like a dad. Eraserhead is a movie about a dad with tall hair who has some like screaming little chicken baby. And I don't know if the dad or the child, I don't know if either of them are named Eraserhead. I don't know if that's the family name. Like his name is Craig Eraserhead.
Oh man. Yeah, I have no idea because I don't like horror movies, and so I haven't seen it. So I know only to say Eraserhead. That's my knowledge.
Xenomorph Queen. Just think of how you've seen Halloween costumes.
Yes, yeah. What did you put up here? Did you put
Predator?
That stuff. Predator. You can put a xenomorph on there if you're. Putting...
I put the Xenomorph Queen, the big one.
Gotcha. Okay, there we go. Let's see. What's another good one?
I am just going through the videos of the YouTube channel Dead Meat, which does horror movie recaps.
Did you end up putting Mike Wazowski on there?
Okay, I'll put Mike and Sully on here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I need to separate them.
No.
Although
you're
Mike's
good.
always getting his face covered. What if we put only Mike and not Sully? Like, this is his time to shine.
Mike Wazowski.
Oh. You know who I want on here, even if I might need to explain it to like 90% of my coworkers, is the guy from Too Many Cooks.
I don't know about that one.
If only.
Let's see.
Gremlin.
Gremlin would be a good one. Yeah.
Big Worm from Tremors. I don't know if the worms themselves have like specific names.
I don't think so.
I think they do, but I'm not thinking. I don't remember it. I'm gonna have to look this up later.
About the smoke monster from Lost.
Perfect. Everybody knows Smoke Monster.
Well, maybe.
Smoke Monster. There's a number of other big worms I could write down.
Killer clowns from outer space.
Killer clown.
There we go.
This is a little harder than we're at 43, so we're close. We're just going to keep naming monsters until you call time and we go to sleep.
Okay. I mean, we don't have much more. We only need like 7.
How about a Jurassic Park Velociraptor?
Yeah. Why not? Dinosaurs.
No. Jurassic Park Velociraptor.
I think we have a distinct lack of witches.
What? We've got witches. That's good. Okay, who's I want to put Baba Yaga on here. I know I said we have enough mythical and like cult and like folklore things, but like for the ladies, let's get a Baba Yaga.
Ladies.
Ladies in the house with chicken legs.
Ladies with chicken legs, get in free. Who are some famous witches?
Oh, Wicked Witch of the West.
That'd be a
Margaret
good one.
Hamilton.
The Sanderson sisters is what Rachel says in the chat.
Thank you, Rachel. Do I split them up? Do I put them all? Are they overpowered as a unit and underpowered separately?
I don't know.
We got some big fans in the office though, so they'll have to be represented somehow.
Oh, they're good. Let me see. There has to be some. I know you already put a bunch of like Stephen King stuff, but there has to be some like Stephen King adjacent like witch that is haunting. Did the demon from The Exorcist ever get a name?
Oh, that's Pazuzu.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, and then we got to decide, like, are we doing, like, little Reagan, possessed Reagan? Possessed Reagan.
Yeah, so
let's do,
that's a good witch.
Vecna. For the kids, Vecna.
What about Maleficent?
Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh my. Smog. Let's see if anybody drafts Smog.
Right. Yeah, that means that is like you could also put different dragons in there, so something like Smog is a good one.
The monster can be it can be a lot of things. It's just whoever you would assemble into a team for monster activities against a different team. So that's why I am putting some like that's why I have like a Casper on there, because you need a lot of different skills in any of these.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
that's 50 though. Were you looking to have a few alternatives in case someone wants to argue?
Oh, no, I'm gonna keep at this. I'm gonna think of people. We're gonna source suggestions. I think I'm just going in terms of like monsters and foes. We're not gonna do protagonists. Like you can't draft Laurie Strode or Tucker and Dale. I think that's separate.
Yeah.
That might be next year.
Let's see. What other ones do we have? Is there any more like dragons or anything like that we could do?
Man, Kyle, I wish you knew horror. We're not on the same
But like that's the thing with horror is there's these big franchises on like the Leprechaun, right? And then like I don't know
let's put Leprechaun.
Name. I don't know.
His name is Leprechaun. I don't know if he has a name. And like there's franchises that have like they don't have a specific foe, like Final Destination. There's not a guy named Final Destination who you have to beat up to survive.
It's fate. You have to beat the
exactly.
fates.
Oh, Leatherface. His face is leather.
Yeah. Leatherface.
Let's put Hannibal on there.
Hannibal's a good one.
Let's put Hellboy. I'm allowing protagonists if they are on the more like monstrous side, you know. So Hellboy will go on here, but I don't know if I'll put like Ash from Evil Dead on here.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to think. I think this is kind of where I tap out.
Like time to go to sleep.
I could put them from the movie Them, in which the bad guy was just giant ants. Right.
Well, I'm about to write down some birds from the birds.
Some birds.
Maybe I'll give them a number. Like you get 24 birds.
You get a murder of crows here.
Exactly. A murder of birds. You get that many.
God.
We're going to think of more monsters. You're going to come back next week and you're going to name like 3 more. Oh, Slenderman. I didn't write down Slenderman again.
Yeah.
We got some youths in the office. We got a big age range to play to. We have like 22-year-olds and we have like 62-year-olds.
Trying to think of like anime monsters now. Are there any good like anime monsters?
Do I want to explain Cell to the older people?
Hey, the Cell Saga was terrifying when I was a child, okay?
I couldn't. He's like a green man. He comes from space. I don't know how to explain Cell.
He's an alien monster that absorbs people by sucking them up in his needle-like tail that expands to like do that. And when he absorbs them, he like absorbs their powers and abilities and stuff like that. So he becomes stronger.
Christine the car.
There you go.
We have no other cars.
Oh, here's a good monster, Ryuk from Death Note.
What's one of those?
Have you not said? Let me see. Let me look up.
I know,
Ryuk
like this
here.
barefoot boy writes in a book. I don't know what that show is.
Wow. Melissa, I think you would actually kind of like the Death Note because of how ridiculous it gets. But I will paste this one down. That's Ryuk. You can go look there. Showing
Where'd you put him?
Oh, it's in the notes.
Is this like the guy with all the feathers?
Kinda. He's a god of death.
I've seen him.
Yeah, and he likes apples.
Apples or apples.
Apples.
Okay.
He likes to eat apples.
He has like an iPod shuffle as he's going around killing people.
When he kills them, it's just those old Apple commercials where the screen goes like pink or green or blue, and you see him with his headphones just dancing.
Large Marge. If somebody nominates Ryuk, I'll take him, but like I can't unless we've got some secret. If we have some secret anime fans on the team who come out hard for Ryuk, he's going on the list. But like I don't know how to explain him. He's like a death god from an anime people have told me about. I was gonna write down like a real one. Oh, now I don't remember. Who was it?
Said Christine the car.
I did say Christine the car. That was like another cinematic.
The tire
one.
from Rubber.
Oh my god!
There
if only
go.
I could explain Rubber to the Large Marge.
Yes, that was the one. Large Marge.
Oh, let's put Oogie Boogie. Oogie Boogie, hometown hero.
If you put him down, I feel like you kind of have to put Jack Skellington on there too.
I think he's too much of a protagonist. I am thinking about making this exclusively foes. I might winnow it down to exclusively like antagonists. Oh, but then you get like Frankenstein's the protagonist of his own story, so we'd be kicking him out. I don't know.
I mean, he's just a victim of circumstances.
Yeah.
He didn't ask to be made.
No.
It's like a lot of people don't ask to be murdered.
Do you know of Bride of Frankenstein? So Frankenstein himself is made out of like a bunch of different guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same for Bride of Frankenstein? I presume so.
I would assume so.
But I was wondering today, what if she's just like one whole lady who they brought back to life and she like remembers her old life and her real name's Deborah or something?
No idea. Anyways, I think
we name 61. This is good. 61, I can take this to the office. We can draft further ideas. Thank you for helping me with my business work, Kyle.
Oh yeah, I helped a lot on that one. It's my extensive knowledge of horror helped out a ton.
Kyle, well, this is the month. You had a series of pitches coming up.
Tis the season.
We've never done Shame Timber in October.
Yes, I have. Literally all the time. I haven't seen any of these because I want to avoid horror. Oh well. But yeah, there you go. We beat 50. We went all the way up to
We did.
61. That's a lot of monsters. I know there's a ton more out there that I'm sure a lot of people were yelling at their screens or their phones or their headphones or whatever, being like, why didn't you add this one? You fools. But
You're
oh well.
furious we didn't put Mecha Godzilla on there.
Oh
Is he the only monster who gets a mecha version of him? I don't think there's ever been like Mecha Frankenstein, but there ought to be.
There really ought to be. Wow, I don't know. That's one to think about. One to think about indeed.
That's
that
one to
being
grow
said,
on.
I say we wrap things up for our show right there. Melissa, where can the people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at WilkyWit. That's WILKYWIT. Listen to my other podcast, Saturday Morning Obscurities, a show I co-host with my brother Jams, talking about weird old kid shows you feel like only you remember. And if you're in the St. Louis area, come to Blueberry Hill Tuesday nights at 7, and I host a free pub quiz. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. You guys can find me at Yo Kyle Springer. And of course, if you guys would like to stay up to date with all of the stuff that we do here at the Whatnauts, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. So please go like, share, and subscribe. You guys know the deal with all that. We got more videos over there if you're on the YouTube version. But yeah, this has been number 209 of the Captain's Log. That's about it for this one. So we will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.